We're preparing for a storm. So some Aussie friends of ours left the bay this morning and they said there's a storm coming. It looks like we'll be better a little bit more east and they're going to Menton. So Rich has been watching the weather apps as well. So we just chatted with our German friends over here, Helga and Marlena. And he's a weather expert and he's a little bit worried as well. So it's now about late morning, I suppose. Oh no, it's 1 p.m. And it looks like the storm's going to hit around 4, so we've got plenty of time. So we're going to pull up the dinghy. We don't want that floating around. If someone else's anchor drags, we don't want to get caught in the dinghy or whatever. We might deflate the sup. We don't want that blowing around. Put it away. Oh, it's not a sup, is it? It's a kayak. Rich is going to dive on the anchor, see what it's set in, what it looks like. We're going to sit tight. It may never happen.
So the forecast is predicting winds into the 40 knots. So that's probably the strongest we've had on anchor. Of course, we won't have any idea what it is because our wind instruments are not working. That might be a good thing. So we'll just prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And I think it should be fine, but we just need to get the boat in a situation that we are ready to depart at any time.
Yeah. I guess our biggest worry is other boats dragging anchor into us. So behind us, is it coming from there? Behind us at the moment is only little day boats. Hopefully they'll all be gone by the time the storm comes.
Can't see the anchor. So Don's got yellow on him, so he's definitely not sitting on the surface of the seafloor. But there's a bit of seagrass between us and where he's anchored, and so I can't even follow the chain because it's just completely disguised where it's sitting. So I've sort of swum around. I can't see him anywhere. So that tells me he's buried, which is a good thing. So I think what we'll do is we just might let out a few more meters of chain.
Yep.
I think the anchoring here is not too bad. But my only concern is there's a little gravelly, not sort of sand. So yeah, we'll let it a bit more, see how we go.
Got it. It's such hot work. So we're going to want to pull down the boom tent as well, but it makes such a difference to the temperature here and it's still really hot. We can't have that in strong winds, so I'm going to leave it to the last minute. It only takes a few minutes to pull it down. So I think we'll wait till the wind picks up. Although he's cautious. Just you watch, he's going to ask for it to come down sooner. Can we do it later?
What?
The boom tent.
Yeah, I don't want to leave it too late though, but yeah.
Told you. So I put the seat in on that. Yeah.
It's about 3 p.m. and the cloud is building up, but right at the moment, and I use the lightning app for this. It's an app I didn't mention the other day, but it's really good because it notifies you when lightning is in the area and quite a distance away. So really nothing should surprise you. At the moment it's showing, there seems to be like an alpine line back through here to the north, and it seems to be sliding down the west.
What's an alpine line?
Like a ridge line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It seems to be sliding through to the west. There's a little bit gone through to the east, back up through by Menton Way, between Menton and San Remo. Yeah, so it really depends whether this storms, as they run down that ridge line, are going to jump over and come through here, or will they all continue to the west of us? So,
Well, we expected the storm to come from that direction, and as you can see, that's the back of the boat. The wind is from there, which is where it was before. And we turned around 180 degrees an hour ago, but now we're back again.
yeah, we've been around the clock a couple of times already. So it's quiet before the storm, as they say. Anyway, we're having some late lunch, some hummus, tomato, cucumber, and
He makes the best hummus.
beautiful
The
bread
cover.
in town. Wind's just starting to come in. It's at 20 past 4, so not far off what they were predicting. And there's a catamaran just over here that's, I don't know, I haven't been looking at the sky, certainly haven't been looking at the weather forecast. They've got boom tin up, shit all around the boat, toys all out the back. Hey.
Got the forecast winds?
Yes. Not sure we're going to see the storm. The thunder got over us. I'll have to check, but it was sort of dividing still down that range. Yeah.
Have a look at these guys.
Oh, I just mentioned the catamaran.
We were looking at them clearly unprepared. We knew they hadn't looked at the forecast. Now they're enjoying. Whoa, that Vincent's gonna jam.
See that one there looks like she's gone.
Oh, shit.
Dragging in a big way.
There's no one there. Oh, there's no one home.
Well, the tender's there. Looks like it's just caught again.
Why are they turning? Oh, the wind just pushed them.
Well, I think the anchor might have just caught again. It's a good example of how quickly it comes in. Like, you know, there's not a rain front. There's nothing with it. It's just straight wind at the stage, and there's really nothing to warn you. Probably the warning was about 2 minutes beforehand. You could hear it howling over the top of the hill.
Yeah.
We're holding. We don't really have boats too close behind us. We have nobody anchored in front of us, so I'm happy with that sort of position.
So we are watching with anticipation, I guess. We can see boats dragging that have then been stopped, picked up anchor and moved. A couple of boats have come in and a lot of boats have left. You see, we've taken our canvas off. Normally on here, it's actually the first time we've had it off since we've had the boat, but it was flapping too much. The anchor alarm has been going off a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we're not dragging. There's no shudder on the chain at all. It's looking solid. But we don't know exactly where we dropped it, and Richard has made the diameter of the perimeter of the alarm area quite small.
Yeah, so this is us. Blue dots is where we've been. We've got about 40 metres out, so I just don't know quite where the anchor is sitting. I suspect it's a little bit more over here. But what I'm really trying to track is where these blue dots are. If these blue dots just keep going backwards, then it would be a good sign that we are moving away. It's 5 p.m. and forecast is this could go on for 8. We're just on dark, which would be good. Hopefully that's the case.
we've been dragging. Something shocking. So we've tried to lift, but in such winds, the windlass just really wasn't strong enough. So I'd lift a little bit, and then as the wind would pull us off, the windlass just wouldn't work. So how much have we got? 17 metres is still out, but it's off the bottom. So we've been able to get across the bay with all of that chain out.
Yeah, we'll show them what we had to go around the bow of. It's only 275 metre, and it won't be much if we put a scratch on it.
So we haven't dropped anchor. It is a heap of stuff out there, and we're just motoring.
18 metres. Okay. All right. You just stay keep an eye. I'll see if I can manually lift it.
Yep. We can do a manual lift and a manual drop, so there's a little winch handle up there. And there's 2 spots to put it on the windlass, and I don't know which is which. I have done it like 2 years ago. Once and I've forgotten. So we're just going to try and lift it manually now. I was just too scared to do it in these conditions and do the wrong one and let out more. It's nearly 6 o'clock. So, according to the forecast, about 2 more hours of this.
So to do the manual lift, I'm going to put the ratchet on and then undo the clutch. I can turn the head of the windlass round, but the ratchet won't come on.
We're at 50 metres in the water. We've got 18 metres of chain out. It's dangling down there somewhere.
What we need to do, we can do the point for a start.
Yep.
And I really don't want to drift out a long, long way, but I don't want to get anywhere in here with this because of this wind angle. Just get blown on something.
Okay.
So the other possibility is around here up against the cliff. There's nice sand.
Yeah. Well, we're drifting back pretty quickly now, Danny.
Yeah.
He's gone forward with the hammer to try and loosen that ratchet. And I'm worried there's a sailing boat that's gone out there that is really close to the point. That's the bit I'm trying to avoid. We should just say don't go near that point, but if it was.
I have had a free.
Fuck, no, you can't get it up. So it looks like he cleared. He'll explain when he comes back. But it rushed out, he's just dropped 59 metres and it stopped. 57 metres and we're at 59 metres of water, and he just said we might have to cut it free. Anchor's fucking expensive. Getting close to the point. 51 metres of water now. I don't know what he's doing. He's been working at it, now he's just standing looking at it. He's looking at me, but I can't hear him. Okay, here he comes. Ready for the news. We're now going to get the other point. Getting out?
Oh, we just need to make sure we're going to sink the exit of the bay. So, you know where the shade is and my hooks are, and you can get right around there.
Yes. Behind the behind. Yep. He hasn't told me what it's doing, but it involves a head grinder. So I think he's cutting shade. Let's smell. There it goes. How did the base ache? So now, obviously, we don't have an anchor, which means we can't stop. So we're going to have to keep motoring like this. What's the closest you can get out of the wind? It's now 6:15. What do you reckon? 2 hours? Yeah. Maybe 2 more hours of this. And then, I don't know, we're not going to get anywhere to stay tonight. Obviously, we can't anchor, so we have to find a marina. I don't think we're going to get in tonight, because it'll be done by the time the wind stops. So I think we might have to keep motoring overnight. Andy? Keep going?
Yeah, it's possible.
I will see. You might not want to, like, that was a lot of money. You just cut off and left in 50 metres. No way we'll get it back. Over 1,000? 1,200 euro, we said. But it's either that or we drag into the rocks. Possibly lose the boat and risk our life. Like, we have no choice. It's okay. And we're the No Drama channel. I'm sorry. This is our first drama. We're still sure about it. I love it. Great.
I love it. Okay. It's
Yeah. Although, when I saw that I was worried about reversing into those bloody rocks, and I see we're at like 2,000 revs in reverse, I'm like, what for?
Yeah.
Get it.
well, because it was pulling, because the wind was blowing us this way,
Yeah.
we were backing this way. But what happened in the meantime is the boat orientated round and now started pulling us towards the rocks.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically you just had to be trying to make sure our torso over ground was always hitting away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's calmer.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a nice little cliff does for us. Jeez. Look. The wind has stopped. Lisa's got back to us and said they don't have a spot. And Richard has put in a request to Menton, see if we can stay there. The other option we have is to find a mooring buoy. So we'll see what Menton says, hey?
Yeah.
A lot of boats are going into trouble. You see this German boat over here being towed. And in the bay, I didn't tell you because we were too busy looking after our own boat, but there are a lot of boats, maybe 4 or 5 at any one time, who were dragging and lifting anchor and trying to move. We're not having any luck finding a marina for tonight. We came up to Ayers, and that was that beautiful mountaintop medieval town we went to last week. Because there's some huge mooring buoys here, and actually to book them, the minimum size boat you can put on it is 24 metres, twice us. But we thought we'll try, but they've been blocked off, they can't be used. But we're thinking that there's some buoys at Villefranche. So we just called Helga and Elena, and they checked them out and said yes, they're available. So we're now heading back, probably about half an hour, back to Villefranche, and they'll get the dinghy back in the water and see if they can help us get on the buoy. So that's our next option. So at the moment it is 7:30. So we've probably got almost an hour of light left. I don't remember when dusk is now. And I've probably got at least half an hour of travelling to get back. Anyway, we're doing okay. Elena has kindly sent me the website to book the mooring pool. But it's 8 p.m. I don't know if that will take us. We're also 12.99 metres, and the maximum they'll take us 12. But we're very light, like that should be fine. Not that they're going to measure, but we have to hand over boat papers. So I doubt they're going to get back to us. And I think we're just going to tie on and then say sorry tomorrow when they catch up with us. But we've come around the corner now and the wind's howling down this bay. I'm scared to get on the buoy in these conditions. Maybe at that end of the bay it won't be this bad. We can only try. It's kind of the only. If we don't get this, our option is just to go out and spend the night out in the water, which is okay. We'll do watches. We don't even have to go anywhere. We can just kind of drift. Fingers crossed we can get on this buoy. We did it!
Oh.
You're the best. We didn't hear back from people who manage the mooring balls. So we just took one. I say just took one. It was really hard. Because the wind is still really strong. We'd tell you if we had a wind instrument. But Helga said 30 knots. So Helga's out in his little dinghy with a little electric outboard. But he's a champ. Friggin' did it. The problem was, I could chuck in the rope, like maybe one time in 3. Because I'm throwing a lot of rope in big gusts. Each time he would get it, he'd start to put it through the top of the buoy, but then we'd moved off. And there's no way in this gust, his little dinghy is going to hold our big boat. Yeah. So, of course, he'd have to let it go and it would come back and I'd bring it in wet now that my line's really heavy. But after about 4 attempts, I think, he got it. We got it on really tight.
Yeah, so that last one, as we came up, I managed to get, again, on the starboard side, which I'd done before, but previously we'd come up and then we'd get a gust going the other way, and it only has to be off 15, 20 degrees, and it just blows your bow away, and once it starts going, there's no way they can hold the line. Yep. So that one, it just didn't really gust once we got there, and then when
had 3 seconds or something.
When it came back, it was still straight on the nose. So
yeah, we did it. So we've got 2 lines tied onto it, each cleaned it off at the bow.
Yeah.
And we're secure. Still pretty windy here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah. Oh, that could have really gone to cactus. Could have gone better. Like all of these things on a boat, it's typically not one problem, but it's 2 or 3 that compound that make the problem. Yeah. And today we had 2 or 3 that compounded that made the problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, we survived it.
Without too much. Well,
Yeah. Sorry,
a couple of
bye,
thousand
Don.
bucks.
We'll be up to Don too. Yeah, and the anchor's it's gone. It's 57 metres of water, so
Yeah.
not getting that sucker back.
Yeah. So, I guess we've had a little bit of a time to think about what is going on, what we have learnt, what lessons we've learnt, what things we could have done differently.
Yeah, just sort of recap and opportunities for the outcome to be different. So probably the first thing was when I dived down and had a look at the anchor, and I couldn't see the anchor, and to me it looked like it had buried. But I was a little bit concerned about the bottom, in that it was a bit gravelly. We could have picked up and at that point and been more certain about what the bottom was so that we didn't drag. Did I think we were going to drag? Yeah, I did. I thought that there was a fair chance that we might drag, but that was okay. We could just lift anchor at that point if we do drag and reset. If we'd picked up in the 20 knots of wind, we probably would have got the anchor up okay. But what happens when the wind is 45 knots as it was, you sort of drive forward and the nose just gets blown off. So effectively you've still got pressure on the chain. I mean, that's what you were seeing up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the chain was never right out in front of us like this, if this is the front of the boat, because we would be pulled, the nose would fall off, so we'd be pulled to this side, we'd be pulled out here, and Richard's driving forward, and then we'd end up with the chain behind us, which is scratching the hull. We actually haven't checked, probably is some big scratches there. But it was kind of always under pressure.
Yeah. I know we've had some problems with the windlass, but it had actually been working pretty well for the last few weeks.
Not a problem.
So what you won't see in the video, because we weren't really running it, is we were trying to pick up the chain. Jude was on the bow giving me directions of where it was, and I was constantly having to work forward and reverse because we were now starting to drag to keep us from floundering on the beach and the rocks. I had both my hands busy steering and on the throttle. So as we were, nose was going towards the beach, I was then sort of reversing his way. As the nose was getting blown the other way, I was then driving forward. So that was a 20-minute battle until we got the chain up to 17 meters, and at that point it
just stopped. So it stopped. I don't have my finger on the up button all of the time, because the motor just stops. Nothing's going to happen, and we just burn it out. So I release it when there's under pressure, and then I try it again. And if it doesn't do anything and I don't hear any sound, I don't know whether it's tripped the breaker or it's just under too much pressure. So I press down, and as long as it goes down, I know that the motor's okay. But I'm not going to press up again because it's not working.
Yeah.
And I don't want to test down too often, otherwise we're just going to keep putting it. So it was just a matter of, I think there's a bit less pressure now, let's try some up. Sometimes I would get some up very slowly, which is what's been happening with the windlass. It just goes at half speed or quarter speed or something. So we got it up to I think it was 17.8 meters. We got it up, and then I got nothing. There's nothing we could do. The breaker wasn't tripped. It just wasn't working. So
the windlass was cactus at that point, and but we were free of the bottom and had some level of, reasonable level of control of the boat. Still, when you've got 17 metres of chain and the anchor hanging out the front, it's surprising how much effect it has on your ability to make headway and even steer the boat. And once you stop with the power, also the dynamics are quite different, because that chain in the water, creates drag, and the boat even moves in a different way than what you're used to.
I probably should explain, we had anchored in about 7 metres of water. When we got to that point, how deep do you think it was? You would have seen that.
When we
got up to 17.8 metres.
Oh, we were about 15 metres, so we'd sort of dragged back further in the bay towards the eastern shore, and it actually gets a bit deeper before it goes shallow again. And so
we didn't have all of that chain dragging on the bottom, is what I'm saying. It was hanging in the water.
Yeah, so I could drive away. And then I wanted to drive to the western side of the bay, which I know is deep, and where there was a big super yacht there, and we had to get around that. And
We were still quite happy at this point, as you saw.
yeah, and I had to make sure I wasn't going too close to the front, otherwise my anchor would have caught their anchor. Yeah, so then we're on that side of the bay, and we're going for a manual lift. So this is another point. So at this point, I'm tossing up between, do I get completely out of the bay so I don't have any other hazards to worry about, and then try and deal with the situation? And my concern was we would quickly just get blown into an area where we're getting more waves, and you're trying to deal with a heavy chain and anchor on the bow with it going up and down, and so therefore the protection of the bay was good.
But there were rocks nearby.
Yes,
That's the downside.
but and so we sort of had to keep away from that. So I went to do a manual lift, and the ratchet that you need to engage, because you need to undo this clutch. So basically the gypsy that the chain sits on becomes loose. So if you want to do a manual drop, you do the same thing, it just runs out. Obviously when you're trying to bring it in, you don't want it to be wind in and then it just fall out again. So the ratchet only allows it to go one way. So, and that wasn't even engaging at all, and I had to sort of clean it a bit and prompt it a bit with a screwdriver, and then I got the ratchet to work and engage. I really should have stopped. I should have gone, I don't trust this.
So this is the second problem with the windlass. It's not the windlass motor. This is the ratchet basically not allowing the chain to move.
So if I'd stopped at that point and us just go, okay, well, let's just clear the bay and let's look at different ways, then it probably would have dawned on me that tying a line to the anchor and winching it up would have been a better way and a safer way to get the anchor on board without any problem. But
so there's about 11 metres, I'd say, because it's a 13-metre boat, from the anchor chain where we can get to it, back to one of the winches back here. So we could have actually run a line, run it a lot, winched it in 10 metres, changed it over, and got it up into just two things. So that nothing we could have done.
So that would have been the best way to actually deal with that thing. 17 metres is not too much to bring up on a manual lift. It's not a small amount. It's probably about the best part of 100 kilos.
Really? 17 and 17 is 34 plus.
Oh, yes. So 34,
50 kilos.
Maybe 40, maybe 60, all up. So, and of course it gets lighter the more you get on board. Anyway, so I think as we already explained, the ratchet failed, and it just ran out completely, and we got to 60 meters, 58 something like meters out. And the ratchet had engaged at that point, I think probably when the anchor hit the bottom, and I couldn't move the gypsy either one way or the other at that point. And at that point it was, okay, well, let's just get safely out of the bay and deal with it. But now with 58 metres of chain out the front and the anchor
in about 51 metres of water, so just touching the bottom.
As we get closer to the other shore on the eastern side of the bay, there's a lot of depth closer to the cliffs, but my sort of thinking was, geez, if we catch the anchor on a bit of rock, that's just going to pull our bow into wind. Our stern's going to sort of start heading towards the rocks. I just didn't want to deal with that situation, so was trying to drive it away and create and the funny thing is, as you drive, because you've got that weight on the bow, you start spinning around it as well, and then you have to be reversing and then going forward again and reverse, just to try and keep yourself in a direction that's not going on the rocks. So that while we're doing that, I'm looking at it and seeing the progress that we're making and thinking I could probably clear the point, but it's probably going to only be about 50 meters, and with the chain dragging, that could get ugly really quickly. So At that point, I made the decision to cut it off, and I'm happy with that decision, because as soon as we cut it, we had control of the boat and we're off. And the only thing that's hurting now is our bank balance. That's our takeaways from it. You might have other takeaways, and hopefully you can learn from our experience, as I've learned from others' experience watching videos.
I think, because I'm the one up there with the anchor, with dealing with the anchor. Richard has shown me, but I don't remember how to do a manual lift and a manual drop. I was nervous and go, Richard, you've got to do this. I need to do that. And I think maybe just 1 out of every 10th anchor I do manually. I've got to know, and also we need to make sure that it's all working properly.
Yeah,
We haven't used that for such a long time.
A manual drop is easy, a manual lift is hard. So that's probably the other thing, actually. I've spent some time making sure the windlass is working, but in any of those occasions, I really haven't done anything with the ratchet. And really, I think every 2 or 3 months, I should be giving it a good inspection, lube, and make sure it's all working well, because if that's not working well, you can't do a manual lift.
So we didn't hit the rocks. We're not hurt.
Yep.
The boat's not hurt. We've come out of this okay.
Yep.
Could have been better, yeah. I reckon there's a few things that we've done really well. I think that we work beautifully together. We were calm. We were happy. I think we did a good job of preparing. We took it seriously.
Yeah.
Not many people in the bay. I think only our friends were prepared.